In this video, I'll speak to you about why UAE or the Middle East, why they don't employ certain categories of people. And this is not, I'm not talking of certain nationalities. Yes, there are certain nationalities which are banned from getting jobs because they cannot get the visas for that, but they'll not share it openly. But I'm talking of individuals who are qualified, who really are good at their jobs. But the shocking bit is they will still not get jobs. And how this thought process came was, yesterday I had this conversation with this client. I can't give you specific details. But this client wanted to know why he's not getting a job. And he had booked a session, and I checked his profile. And he's very smart, experienced, qualified, everything is good. And then he asked me, why the hell am I not getting any jobs? I get called for the interview, but that's about it. And then it doesn't go further than that. So I said, okay, fine. I said, let's have a mock session. Let's have an interview. And give me the same answers. Don't give me new ones. Give me more or less the same answers you would give if you were at that interview. Or give me the last answers. So we had first a round of questions. He answered them. And then I said, give me a previous example where you went and what were the questions. And so he repeated 2 companies. Okay. Finally, I told him, I know now why you're not getting a job. So he said, okay, I'm all ears. And I can assure you this. This is the same reason why, if you are qualified, if you are good at your job, you have experience, you have confidence, you're smart, you're still not getting a job. So what are the reasons? Number one is your confidence, your profile intimidates the guy. Okay. Now, let me make you understand. See, in the Middle East, mostly expats are working. It's almost 80%, 90% expats. And an expat can stay in the Middle East only if he has a visa, a working visa. That means he needs a job to have a visa. If he loses his job, he loses the visa. So the job or the position that they hold is the most important thing in their lives. It's more important than anything else. You do not know how important it is. This is the same reason why people, even if they get a less salary, or they get salaries that are delayed, or even if their boss is a terrible person, or they're treated like shit and disrespect, people still continue working for that same job because they are afraid if they lose his job, they'll not get another job, and that means they'll not get another visa. That means they can't stay in the country. And in UAE, if you can't stay in the country, you'll be asked to leave. And if your wife and your children are under your sponsorship, they are also asked to leave along with you in a period of time. Now, I know this law has changed, but I can assure you this, there is still a lot of inconvenience. There's lots of inconvenience of losing a job, and nobody wants to stay in an expensive country like Dubai. Expensive city like Dubai or the Middle East. Nobody wants to stay there and spend money and not earn money. Doesn't make any sense, man. So the first one is your profile intimidates them, and that is because of their own job insecurity. The second one is they don't want someone smarter than them. Why? Because if they employ someone who is dynamic, someone who's super intelligent, someone who's super confident, that thing will come. Shit, man, what if he takes my job? That is one. But what if he becomes my boss? I'm actually telling you, this is a real fact. Many people get worried. Shit, man, this guy can not only be the number one in my department, and maybe he'll take away all my glory. He might end up being my boss. And then one fine day, he might end up replacing me. So that's the second one. And believe it or not, I'm telling you this, people don't admit, this fear is very real. This is not like the West or something where they want people smarter than them working. And no, in the West, if you lose your job, you don't have to worry. But these expats who are there in the Middle East, they are work contractors. Okay, they will lose their job. The third one is you're overselling yourself. What do I mean by overselling? Your profile is so flashy with your amazing photograph, which is digitally enhanced. The words are amazing. You have shown that you have achieved the sun, moon, and stars, millions of dollars. You will bring in billions of revenue. You're like God's gift to mankind. It's like you're so good. It's like you're a god, man. Just imagine, like, for example, think, I'm just giving offhand. In India, let's say the hottest, let's say porn star from USA, she comes and walks, showing her physique or showing her body, or she's blonde and all that. Do you know how crazy the Indian public, forget India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka or Bangladesh, they will throng her like they've never seen something. Oh, they will open their mouth, they will be like salivating. And that's why when, they have this typical thing for Indians, bobs and vagine. When they see someone maybe lying on the beach or someone wearing even a skirt that is up to their knee, they can't control themselves. Like places like Afghanistan or Pakistan, maybe they never get to see all this. So in the same way, if you portray yourself as, a white knight or someone who's so incredible, someone who's from the 5th or 7th or 11th dimension, and everyone else is like a typical either South Indian or typical Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Sri Lankan or whatever, and you come there as a demigod, man, people are better not to take this guy. Because as it is, you have made them in shock, and then you don't fit in, man. See, even in India, even let's say, for example, let's take Keralites. I'm a half Keralite. You think I fit into the Keralite culture? When Keralites look at me every day, they go like this. They'll be like, what the hell? Initially, it'll be more like comedy, or it'll be funny, or they'll say WWE and all that. But later on, they'll be like, they look at me with suspicion. And later on, they'll be more like clannish. Nobody will want to associate with me because I'm different. Because I stand out from them in so many ways. Not saying in a good way, maybe in a bad way. Then the next point is the fear factor. See, always keep in mind, employers in the Middle East want people to work with a sense of fear. And in a way, that is a good thing, because when you're afraid, you follow rules, you ensure that your performance is up to the mark, because you need a certain degree of fear to perform. Whether it's a small child, whether it's a student, whether it is even a grown adult. Like for example, let's say you're driving. If there was no fear of an accident, you would drive like at no speed, right? If drunk people realize I can get drunk and drive, and there'd be no fear of the cops, right? So when there is fear, people behave and live within their boundaries. There should be certain degree of fear. Like even, for example, online. Why do you think people have fake accounts? Why do you think people don't reveal their real identity? Because fear is there. Oh, what if people come to know who I am? My name will spoil, my reputation will spoil. So in the same way where jobs are concerned, if the guy is so confident that he doesn't give a damn, the employer will think, man, if I employ this guy, he's not afraid, he's not scared. He'll say, bugger off. That is the main reason why they don't give jobs to Emiratis. They don't want Emiratis because Emiratis, it's not that they are not talented or they are not smart. But an Emirati, this country belongs to him. For a UAE, the country belongs to him. You think an expat can say, listen, you don't do the work, I'll terminate you? The guy will say, what, you're talking to me like this? I'll take you to fucking court, man. Or you think an Indian, at least you can tell him, I'll cancel your visa and kick you back to your own country. Emirati, what will you tell him? I'll cancel your visa. There's no fear. And that brings me to the next point. They never want to employ anyone who's born and raised in UAE. And the reason for this is the ones who are born and raised in UAE know that even if I need a visa, I can speak to my contacts, my connections, my friends, my relatives. My parents will support me, my relatives will support me, my friends will support me. So they don't have that. And that aura, that confidence, that overconfidence is there. And, boys and girls or men and women who are born and raised in UAE, they don't give a damn to authority. Let me wait for this. So they don't give a damn to authority. The reason being is, they know that, you only have a position. You only have little money. So what? What does that make you? Makes you something big? You think no end of yourself? And given the fact that when someone is born and raised in UAE, he also has contacts and connections to help him know the right people, help him know the law of the land, and help him know the loopholes. So when they employ someone who is just new in the country, they can bullshit with them and you can make them afraid and you can tell them some story you can give them. They wouldn't know what to do, where to go, whom to approach. But someone who's born and raised, they'll be like, boss, you're telling me about UAE law. That sense of confidence is there, the familiarity is there. And they don't give a damn. And in the same light, ones who are born and raised in UAE, they tend to have this cockiness where they don't respect the elders or people who have achieved more. They think, hey, yo, buddy, how are you, man? They talk to them as if they are their equals. And, people who have accomplished something in life, they don't like this kind of, buddy talk. I give you an example. There was this, I think it's a cultural thing also. Like I give you this example, one of my old friends who I'm not in touch with, student, young chap that time, he had gone to USA to study in Boston for college. And he was there before schooling, high school and all that. So when he came down, he's an Indian passport holder. So he came down to work as an intern in a bank. And, the bank manager, senior old man, when he would come into the bank, everyone would stand up and say, good morning, sir, they wish him sir. And even the person with a very high position would call him Mr., for example, Mr. Abdullah, Sir Abdullah. This young boy, at that time I think he was 18, 19, he say, hey Abdullah, how are you doing? Or morning Abdullah, something like that he said. He got terminated on the spot. On the spot he was kicked out. Just imagine, everyone else is calling the senior bank manager Abdullah sir or Mr. Abdullah, give him the respect. It's a cultural thing. See, maybe if you are someone who is modern in USA and all that, you'll call your father, mother even with their names and everyone elder with their name. And even if you meet Jeff Bezos, hey Jeff, yo buddy. But in Eastern cultures, they call Mr., they give respect. I'm pretty sure in the West also they teach you respect. That is why, and I absolutely disagree with people who say, no, this is outdated. No, when you're in the army, you call your senior sir. Why? That kind of respect for power, for hierarchy, that kind of obedience is required in order to achieve success. So don't try to modernize timeless values and make it like a crappy thing where you can give it whatever twist you want. So that is not there. And last but not the least, I think one of the final problems is that if you take someone who's overly ambitious, who's very flashy, who's full of himself and likes to market and show off, the owner knows for a fact, they can read your psychology. Many people think, I can fool the owner, I can fool the CEO, I can fool the HR guy. You're mistaken, my friend. Like many people think they can bullshit with me. The number of CVs I get, I've been getting it for since the age of 30. I've been in this industry, doing this, analyzing CVs and all. In fact, I used to modify my own CV from the age of 20. People, when I see a CV in seconds I can look through it. When I talk to people in seconds, I can analyze their personality. Man, I lived on the streets. You can't survive the school of hard knocks if you cannot do this. It's second nature to me to read men and women. So when I ask them, just few seconds, I analyze them. So if someone as simple as me can do this, you think a businessman who is running millions, he can't analyze you? You think you're smarter than him? So they know for a fact you will never continue for long. And most of these people, their stick is very simple. They just want to employ people who will work with them for long term. They don't want to keep employing new people, and then you work for a few months, you take the knowledge while you're applying for other jobs, or you apply for other jobs while on their salary, and then you move out. And then they have to again advertise, again search, again train the person. They don't want to go through the same nonsense all over again. It's not only money, it consumes so much time, effort and energy, which is very bad for a company. That is why so many Middle East companies, they employ, I'm not joking, they actually prefer to employ someone who's little bit dumb. Like my old, one of my old CEOs, I can't tell you who specifically, he said, I prefer to employ someone who's ugly, someone who's stupid, someone who's a little bit dumb, not too smart. Because when they are ugly, or they have one eye, or they have some serious physical limitation, all that, they will stick with me for many years. And you might say, oh, what a cheap guy. Well, you're wrong. He has had employees who stayed with him for nearly 15 years. And they have always stayed loyal to him because they know nobody else will employ them. This is a reality that nobody will talk to you about. Like even managing Indians, like I can make another video if you're interested. Why Indians, you should not empower them like how we empower certain people in the West. This being an Indian passport holder, I'm telling you. And I'll give you specific reasons also why. If you want, you can comment down below. I'll make a separate video on this. So anyway, these are the key reasons why they don't want to employ people who are smart, people who are outstanding, people who are dynamic, and why they prefer to employ people who are dumb and not up to the mark. And I'm telling you this based on years of experience. Okay, interacting with CEOs, directors, decision makers, business owners. See, whenever you invest as a businessman, you want to make sure that you're investing in something, it stays with you for long, less headache, less drama, less bullshit. Talent, is sometimes overrated. So they don't want talent with headache. They don't want a big ego. They don't want drama. They don't want a guy who will come and reinvent the wheel. So anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. You can comment down below and let me know if I'm wrong. Feel free. I know you'll say, oh, they only want slaves and all that. Boss, if you are running a business, what do you want? Someone who will challenge you and have fights with you, arguments with you, and ruin your peace of mind? You seriously think that is why maybe you're not a businessman? Easy for you to talk big. Do and show. Then see. Anyway, these are my thoughts. Let me know what are yours. Comment down below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.